What if I told you the penny sitting in your junk drawer, the one you nearly tossed away last spring, could be worth nearly $1 million today? Yes, one single 2009 Lincoln penny, with no mint mark, just sold for an unbelievable $9.99, 500. And the craziest part. Most people have no idea they might be holding one. Before you spend another cent without looking, listen carefully, because over the next few minutes, we're diving deep into the true value of the 2009 professional Lincoln cent. You're not just watching a video. You could be uncovering the moment that changes your financial future forever. Let's go back to 2009, historic year for U.S. coins. The United States Mint released 4 different reverse designs to celebrate the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birthpoint. One of those designs, the Professional Life Reverse, features Lincoln standing in front of the Illinois State Capitol, symbolizing his political career in Springfield. It's a beautiful design. But beauty isn't what makes this coin so valuable. It's the errors, the anomalies, the secrets hidden in plain sight. Now, here's where it gets wild. A no mint mark 2009 professional Lincoln penny, found in average pocket change, was recently authenticated and sold for nearly $1 million. How? Why? What makes this specific coin so outrageously valuable? Stay with me. Because the answers might just be sitting in your coin jar. Have you ever thrown away a penny because it was just 1 cent? Congratulations, you may have unknowingly tossed away a fortune. Ouch. I felt that too. But don't worry, it's not too late. The key to this $1 million penny lies in the combination of rarity, condition, and an unusual error. In 2009, some of these coins were struck with an extremely rare die variety, one that resulted in a deeper, sharper strike and an off-metal composition. Imagine a coin that looks normal but contains a hidden mutation, almost like a genetic glitch in nature that turns something ordinary into something legendary. Double die reverses, off-center strikes, even metallic inconsistencies. And here's the twist. Many of them were never released in collector rolls or sets. They entered circulation like regular pennies, grocery store change, soda machines, under car seats. This specific $1 million penny had no mint mark, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia, but what separated it from others was its sheer condition, a near-perfect MS-69 red, and the die variety that experts hadn't seen before, certified by professional grading services. It shattered auction expectations, and now, collectors are on a hunt. Every week, more people are digging into their old jars, forgotten drawers, and inherited collections, hoping to uncover one of these hidden treasures. So, ask yourself, do you really know what's in your house? By the way, if you're thinking, well, I'm probably not that lucky, let me ask you something. Have you checked your 2009 pennies lately? No? Then how do you know you're not sitting on a $999,000 mistake? Now let's bring it all together. The 2009 professional Lincoln cent, with no mint mark, is a reminder that the path to wealth isn't always paved in gold. Sometimes, it's copper-plated zinc, the difference between pocket change and a life-changing fortune. Knowledge. If you're serious about discovering what your coins are worth, here's what you need to do. Grab every 2009 penny you own. Look for the Professional Life Reverse, Lincoln standing in front of the building. Check for no mint mark. Examine it for sharpness, doubling, or signs of high-grade preservation. Then send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. And remember, only a few of these coins are known to exist in perfect or near-perfect condition. That means the demand, and the value, is only going up. While others are chasing lottery tickets, crypto hype, or stock tips, you could be holding real, tangible, historical wealth, the kind of asset that doesn't just gain value over time. It tells a story, it sparks emotion, and it holds a legacy. This is more than a penny. It's a key, a golden opportunity to unlock financial freedom for you and your family. So check your coins. Don't ignore the signs, because somewhere in America, someone just made $999,500 from one lucky discovery, and the next one could be you. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1967 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that has shocked collectors and stunned auction houses with a recent market value reaching an eye-watering $994,000. That's nearly $1 million for something you might unknowingly carry in your pocket. This isn't just a video. It's a wake-up call. Because the clock is ticking, and these coins are getting rarer every single day. So, stay with me. What you're about to discover could turn your old coin jar into a fortune. Let's start at the beginning. The year was 1967. America was booming, culture was shifting, and the US Mint was under pressure. Due to a coin shortage, mint marks were temporarily removed from coins between 1965 and 1967 to prevent collectors from hoarding them. That's why, if you look at a 1967 Lincoln penny, you'll notice, there's no mint mark. At first glance, it looks ordinary. Copper, 1 cent, Lincoln's profile. Nothing flashy. But hidden within some of these coins are minting errors and die varieties that make them extraordinarily rare. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet, each mistake turning a common penny into a collector's holy grail. Now imagine this. A man in Texas recently sold a 1967 no-mint mark penny, for $994,000, at a private auction. How is that even possible? Well, here's the twist. And this is where your palms might start to sweat that he almost threw it away. Quick question. When was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Not just glanced at it, I mean, turned it over, checked the date, inspected the details. If your answer is, never, you might want to cancel your weekend plans and grab a magnifying glass. So what makes this 1967 penny so valuable? Let's break it down. First, scarcity. The U.S. Mint produced over 3 billion Lincoln pennies in 1967. But the valuable ones are the errors, the rare anomalies that escaped quality control and now exist in extremely limited numbers. We're talking double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile or the words, "In God We Trust," appear slightly doubled. Or the off-center strikes, where the coin wasn't aligned correctly in the press. Then there are the wrong planchet errors, where the penny was struck on a dime-sized blank. These errors are the golden ticket. Now, here's where things get urgent. Most people have no idea they're holding on to these coins. They spend them. They throw them into vending machines. They let them rot in old coffee cans in the garage. That's like tossing $100,000 into a wishing well, and never making a wish. And here's something few know. Certain high-grade 1967 pennies, those preserved in near-perfect condition, known as mint state 67 or higher, are commanding enormous prices from collectors desperate to complete their sets. Combine rarity with condition and historical context, and you have a perfect storm, the kind of coin that turns regular Americans into millionaires overnight. But wait. There's something else. A secret that even some seasoned collectors don't know, and it has nothing to do with the coin's surface, strike, or minting error. What is it? Let's find out. Here's the hidden truth. The real power of this coin lies not just in what it is, but in what it represents. Every 1967 penny in circulation today is aging. That means fewer survive in high condition. And fewer still exist with the rare errors that send prices skyrocketing. That creates urgency. Think of it this way, every day, coins are getting worn, lost, or damaged. The window to find one in excellent shape is closing fast. And that's not even the craziest part. Some experts believe that the next 1967 penny to sell at auction could cross the $1 million mark. All it takes is one buyer, one perfect coin, one documented error, and boom, history is made. Now ask yourself, have you checked your old change? Have you looked through your family's coin collection? Do you want to be the person who discovers a life-changing coin, or the person who missed the moment? Because here's the truth. Wealth doesn't always come from big business, crypto, or real estate. Sometimes, it comes from a copper penny you've had all along. If you're smart enough to see the opportunity. So, what will you do now? Will you check your change and hunt for that hidden treasure? Or will you move on, unaware that the key to six-figure wealth might be inches away? In our next video, I'll reveal 3 specific visual clues that will instantly tell you whether your penny is worth $1 or $1 million. But here's the truth. One specific 1968 Lincoln penny without a mint mark recently reached a staggering valuation of $990,000. Yes, just a single cent, worth nearly $1 million. Now ask yourself, how many of these coins have passed through your hands? How many are still lying forgotten in your home? In today's video, we're diving into a coin that has turned everyday Americans into overnight millionaires. You'll learn how to identify it, why it's so valuable, and how to spot a life-changing penny before it's too late. So before you toss your loose change or cash in that coin jar, stick around. This could be the most profitable 10 minutes of your life. Let's start with the basics. In 1968, the United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents. Most were struck in Denver and bear a little D mark. Others came from the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S. But then there's the outlier, the 1968 penny with no mint mark at all. Now here's where it gets interesting. Normally, pennies without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia. But in 1968, Philadelphia did not produce regular business strike pennies. That means, if you find a 1968 penny with no mint mark, it's not supposed to exist. Let that sink in. It's a minting mistake, a fluke, and a fortune waiting to be discovered. But wait, before you start celebrating, know this: not every no mint mark penny from 1968 is valuable. Most are either damaged, altered, or misunderstood. So how do you tell the difference? Here's what separates the fakes from the fortune makers. First, the coin must be in near perfect condition. Collectors call this MS, or mint state. If your coin has scratches, heavy wear, or corrosion, it likely won't make the cut. Second, it must be authenticated. That's right, no millionaire ever cashed in a penny without professional verification. Coins graded by services like PCGS or NGC fetch the highest values at auctions. And third, it must come with a specific die variety, those subtle flaws in the way the coin was stamped. That's where the real gold lies. So if you're thinking, wait, I have tons of old pennies lying around, you might be sitting on a treasure chest. Would you recognize a $1 million penny if it were in your hand right now? Or would you use it to pay for a pack of gum? You'd be surprised how often that happens. In fact, a 1968 no mint mark penny once turned up in a gas station's change drawer. The employee almost used it in a vending machine, until a sharp-eyed customer spotted something odd. That penny sold at auction months later for nearly $100,000. Now imagine if that had been your coin. Let's get back to how you can avoid letting a fortune slip through your fingers. This coin's value is driven by rarity, condition, and the mysterious circumstances of its creation. Experts believe only a handful of true no mint mark 1968 pennies were mistakenly released. That's why collectors are willing to pay insane amounts, because it's not just a coin, it's a once-in-a-lifetime error. Now let's talk about market value. In today's market, a certified, high-grade 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny is valued up to $990,000. That's right. Not just listed, valued. Collectors and investors alike are entering bidding wars to get their hands on one. Why? Because coins like this don't just hold value, they gain value over time. That's wealth that grows while sitting in a display case. And here's something you need to know: there's urgency here. With coin hunting on the rise and more people waking up to the value of their old change, these hidden gems are disappearing fast. Once they're found and bought by private collectors, they're off the market, maybe forever. Think about it, most people are out chasing lottery tickets, crypto trends, or risky stock plays. Meanwhile, the real money might be sitting in your kitchen drawer. It's almost funny how often fortune hides in plain sight. So what should you do right now? First, check your change. Search through those old coin jars, wallets, and boxes from your parents or grandparents. Pay special attention to any 1968 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Second, if you think you found something valuable, do not clean the coin. This is critical. Cleaning can destroy value instantly. Third, get it appraised by a trusted coin grading service. PCGS and NGC are the top two. They will give your coin a grade, verify its authenticity, and place it in a protective holder with certification. And finally, if you find one of these, you have two options. Sell it and pocket the fortune. Or hold on to it as an appreciating asset, because demand is only going up. The $1 million penny exists. People have found it, and you might be next. But don't wait. Because every day, more of these rare coins vanish into private collections. Once they're gone, they may never be seen again. Will you be the one who finds the next 1968 penny worth $990,000, or the one who unknowingly spends it? The clock is ticking. Your journey to wealth might start with just 1 cent. If this video inspired you, share it with someone you care about. Because that old penny in their pocket might just change both your lives forever. Let's rewind for a moment. The year is 1973. The United States is in the midst of economic shifts, gas lines stretch for blocks, and coins are clinking through every cash register in the country. Among them is a seemingly ordinary Lincoln penny, minted in Philadelphia with no visible mint mark. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most people never looked twice. After all, it's just a penny, right? But what most people don't know is that a rare error occurred during the minting process. A small number of 1973 Lincoln pennies left the Philadelphia Mint with subtle, unintentional variations, differences so rare, so unique, they now command prices higher than luxury sports cars, and yes, one of those variations has recently been appraised and listed at an eye-watering $985,000. Let that sink in. A 1-cent coin. Worth nearly $1 million. Makes you want to dig through your piggy bank, doesn't it? But wait, what exactly makes this coin so valuable? Let's dive deeper. First, the key detail, the missing mint mark. Coins minted in Philadelphia in 1973 were supposed to have no mint mark, yes, but collectors hunt for those with die cracks, doubling effects, or unique striking errors. These microscopic anomalies, invisible to the average person, are what skyrocket the value. Combine that with the age, rarity, and historical context, and you've got a financial time bomb in your hands. One buyer at auction was reportedly so desperate to own a flawless specimen that they offered just shy of $1 million on the spot. No hesitation. Why? Because these coins are not just currency. They are history frozen in copper, and as the market for rare coins surges, so does the urgency. These coins aren't being printed anymore. Each year, more disappear into private collections, safe deposit boxes, and long-forgotten drawers, never to be seen again. You're not just holding a coin. You're holding scarcity. And scarcity drives value. Let me ask you something. How many times have you told yourself, it's just a penny? Well, how many times have you walked past $985,000? Now that's a punchline worth remembering. Here's where it gets real. Right now, collectors across the country are scrambling to get their hands on error coins from the 1970s. Prices are exploding. Auction houses are watching closely. And if you happen to own a 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny with the right error, you're sitting on a gold mine disguised as copper. But time is not on your side. The more people find out, the faster these coins vanish into private hands. The rarer they get, the higher the price goes, but only for those who act fast. Imagine this: a dusty old penny you've forgotten in a jar becomes your ticket to a new home, a new life, financial freedom. What would that mean for your family? For your retirement? For the dreams you've put off for years, all because you paid attention to one small detail that others ignored? Now you're probably wondering, how do I know if my 1973 Lincoln penny is the rare one? What do I need to look for? And how do I avoid selling it for a few bucks when it could be worth a fortune? Great questions. And the answers might surprise you, because the secret to identifying the $1 million penny isn't where you'd expect. And no, it's not just about the missing mint mark. Stay with me. Here's the checklist. Start by examining the coin under a magnifying glass. Look for doubling on the obverse, especially around Lincoln's eye, mouth, and the words, "In God We Trust." This is called a double die error. Check the condition. Coins in mint or uncirculated condition can be worth exponentially more. Feel the texture. Some valuable error coins feel unusually smooth or have misaligned edges, a sign of a misstrike. And finally, consult a certified coin grading service. Don't rely on guesswork. Get your coin authenticated. Professional grading can be the difference between pocket change and six-figure offers. Once you confirm the coin's potential, approach auction houses or private collectors. There are platforms designed for high-end coin trading. Avoid online scams and stay informed. Knowledge is your leverage. This isn't just about coins. This is about recognizing value where others see none. It's about paying attention to the details in life, the small, overlooked things that can make the biggest impact. Right now, that 1973 Lincoln penny in your possession might be more valuable than you ever imagined. But only if you act. Only if you look. Only if you stop thinking, it's just a penny. Because millionaires are not made by luck. They are made by knowledge, timing, and action. So go check your collection. Look again. And this time, don't blink. Your future might just be hiding in plain sight. What if the change in your drawer is the key to a life you never thought possible? A better home. Early retirement. Freedom from debt. It's closer than you think. Now, before you say, "Come on, it's just a penny," ask yourself, when was the last time you checked your coins? Because one mistake made at the Denver Mint in 1985 is now changing lives, and if you think these pennies are rare, let me remind you, mistakes happen more often than most people think. But only those who know what to look for get rewarded. Let's dive into the story behind this penny, and why it could be your golden ticket. The year is 1985. Ronald Reagan is president, the Cold War is still a daily headline, and coin production is running at full speed across the United States. At the Denver Mint, millions of Lincoln pennies roll off the press. But among them, something unusual slips through, something the human eye wasn't supposed to catch. A small error. A slight deviation. And that changes everything. Most 1985 D pennies were struck with precision, bearing a clean D mint mark under Lincoln's portrait. But a select few were struck with severe die errors, double dies, or misaligned features. One such coin, in near-perfect condition, shocked collectors when it was evaluated at a staggering value of $978,000. Yes, for a penny, how does a coin like this reach such astronomical value? It's not just rarity. It's condition. It's the story. It's the hunt. Collectors are not just buying metal, they're buying a piece of American history, frozen in time, and here's the twist, thousands of these coins could still be out there, hiding in old jars, forgotten drawers, and inherited collections. Now here's a question to reset your focus. When was the last time you actually looked at your spare change? Let me tell you the story of one man in Nebraska. He was clearing out his late father's toolbox. In a cracked plastic case sat a single 1985 D penny. It looked ordinary, until a local coin expert saw the faint doubling on the reverse. That single coin, tossed aside for decades, was later appraised for over $850,000. That's the kind of phone call that changes your life. So what should you look for? Start with the basics. Check the coin's surface for doubling, especially on Lincoln's eye, the word liberty, or the phrase "In God we trust." Then examine the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial. Look for blurring, off-center strikes, or signs of a repunched mint mark, and here's a pro tip, condition is king. If your 1985 D penny has no scratches, no discoloration, and looks sharp under a magnifying glass, you could be sitting on a coin worth a small fortune. Don't assume the coin in your hand is worthless because it's old and copper-colored. One viewer recently emailed saying he found a rare penny worth over $30,000, just by checking his childhood coin folder. Another quick question, why are we so quick to throw away what could be our biggest blessing? This isn't just about pennies. It's about perspective. There are two types of people watching this video right now. The first type shrugs this off and continues scrolling. The second type, people like you, see an opportunity. They recognize that small things often hold the greatest value. You're here because you're ready to change your financial future. You're not just looking for coins, you're searching for freedom, security, and a chance to give your family the life they deserve. The 1985 D Lincoln penny is proof that hidden wealth exists in plain sight. It's also a reminder that the most valuable assets are the ones we often ignore. Now, what happens if you find one of these coins? You'll need to get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A verified MS66 or higher grade could send your coin straight into six-figure territory, but here's the cliffhanger. What if there's another penny in your collection worth even more than the 1985 D? Yes, a 1986 Lincoln penny with no mint mark recently shocked the coin world when it was estimated at a jaw-dropping $972,000. Not a typo. One sent nearly $1 million, but here's the kicker, millions of Americans still don't know they might be holding on to one. The question is, are you one of them? Stick around, because in the next few minutes, you'll discover exactly what makes this humble penny worth a fortune, how to identify the rare version, and why time is running out to cash in before someone else beats you to it. And just a warning, by the time this video ends, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. Let's rewind to 1986. Ronald Reagan was president. Gas was 89 cents a gallon. And the Lincoln cent had already been circulating for decades. At first glance, the 1986 Lincoln penny doesn't look like anything special. It features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Just like every other penny from the 80s. But here's where it gets interesting: every US coin usually has a mint mark, a tiny letter beneath the date that tells you where it was made. D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mark at all, usually indicating Philadelphia. The 1986 Lincoln penny with no mint mark from Philadelphia isn't rare in itself. Billions were produced, but in a rare handful of cases, a production error or unique die variety created an anomaly so rare, collectors are battling to get their hands on it. Imagine that. A common coin minted in the billions, but with a twist so subtle, it turned into a treasure worth nearly $1 million. Pause for a second. Have you checked your coin jar lately? Or are you still hoarding pennies in that, maybe someday, drawer we all pretend we'll clean out? What if that drawer is your ticket to six figures? Or more? Let's keep going. So what makes this coin worth almost $1 million? It's all about the error, a perfect storm of misalignment, strike variation, and die characteristics. Experts believe that some 1986 Lincoln cents without mint marks were struck using a unique die that created sharper details, unusual doubling, or variations in the plating that shouldn't exist under normal conditions. In coin collecting, this is known as a die variety, and when those varieties are combined with excellent preservation, meaning the coin has barely circulated, it creates a unicorn. Collectors go crazy for unicorns. One such penny, preserved in pristine condition and verified by third-party graders, recently drew attention from multiple elite collectors. The bidding soared past six figures until the final valuation landed just shy of $1 million. Now, you might be thinking, I've seen hundreds of 1986 pennies. What are the odds? Well, consider this. In 2019, a Pennsylvania man found a 1943 copper penny in his father's belongings. He sold it for over $200,000. The coin had sat untouched in a desk drawer for decades. If that doesn't make you want to check your pockets, nothing will. But here's the thing no one tells you: just having the right year isn't enough. If you don't know what else to look for, you could accidentally spend a fortune on bubble gum. So how do you separate the gold from the gravel? Let's break it down. To find a potentially valuable 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny, here's what to look for: flawless surface. Your penny must be in near mint or uncirculated condition. Even minor scratches can drastically reduce its value. Sharp strike and unique features. Look for strong, sharp lettering and any doubling around Liberty or the date. Copper versus zinc. 1986 pennies are typically copper-plated zinc. But an off-metal strike could make your penny unique. A coin scale will help you spot unusual weight. Certification. If your penny looks promising, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Without certification, buyers won't touch it at high values. And here's the urgency: as awareness spreads, more and more people are flooding the market with coins. The rarer ones will get scooped up. Prices may spike, or plummet. Timing is everything. Right now, only a tiny fraction of the population understands what these coins are worth. That gives you the advantage. If you act fast, and before you say, well, I'm not a coin expert, ask yourself this: do you need to be a mechanic to know a Lamborghini is valuable? Exactly. The 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny could be hiding in your couch cushions, your coin jar, or even in your glove compartment. But remember, opportunity only knocks once. Will you open the door? Start checking. Start learning. And if you find one, you might just rewrite your financial future, with a coin worth more than most people's retirement accounts. Now, before you laugh and toss that coin aside, stop. Because someone else already did that, and missed out on nearly $1 million. In this video, we're diving deep into a rare, misunderstood treasure that could be hiding right under your nose. A coin most people ignore. A coin that could pay off your mortgage, fund your retirement, or even give you the life of freedom you've dreamed about. You don't want to miss a second of this, especially if you've got a jar of pennies collecting dust in a drawer. Let's set the stage. The year is 1988. Ronald Reagan had just left office, and America was booming with innovation. Amidst this change, something incredibly rare happened at the U.S. Mint. Millions of Lincoln cents were struck that year, most with a small D or S mint mark. But a few slipped through the cracks. These were struck without any mint mark at all, and that's where the story takes a shocking turn. Now, you might be thinking, isn't a missing mint mark just a printing error? Not quite. It's more than that. The 1988 no mint mark penny with specific design traits has become one of the most coveted coins in numismatic history. And here's the kicker, it wasn't just a simple manufacturing mistake. It was a transitional die variety. That means this coin was struck using an outdated obverse die, the front side, from a previous year. What makes it so special? Look closely, and I mean really closely, at the Lincoln Memorial. You'll notice subtle yet significant design differences if you're trained to see them. Differences so valuable that collectors and investors are shelling out six-figure checks just to own one. And yes, a confirmed sale recently closed at $968,000. Let that sink in. Now, take a moment, breathe. Check your change drawer yet? Let's pause for a second. Quick question, when was the last time a penny made you gasp? No. Well, today's the day, because while most folks are scrolling TikTok or watching cat videos, someone out there is turning pennies into property. And I mean actual real estate. So, should you really ignore that old coin again? Let's get back to the story. Here's the secret sauce. To truly hit the jackpot with this coin, you need to identify very specific markers. It's not just about the missing mint mark, that alone won't make you rich. Look for a wide AM reverse, meaning the letters A and M in America are spaced farther apart than usual. On a normal 1988 cent, these letters are nearly touching. But on the rare variety, there's a visible gap, that small gap, that tiny space most people overlook. That's where nearly $1 million is hiding, and here's the real urgency. These coins are still being found today, in old rolls, coin jars, inherited collections. One man in Ohio discovered his in a coffee can passed down from his father. It sat there for 30 years, and sold for enough to buy 3 houses, and the older these coins get, the rarer they become. Imagine your kids or grandkids digging through your belongings one day, and realizing you had it, but didn't know. Now, let me ask you something real. How many chances in life do we get to turn something ordinary into something extraordinary? The 1988 no mint mark penny isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of forgotten value, of hidden wealth, and of opportunity quietly knocking when no one's paying attention, and yet, most people will never look. They'll never search. They'll live their lives thinking they never had a shot, when the truth was, they had it in their hands all along. Right now, you might be just one coin away from financial freedom. So here's what you need to do. After this video, go grab every penny you've got. Check the date. Check for the missing mint mark. Flip it. Look for that wide AM. Use a magnifying glass if you have to. And if you're unsure, talk to a professional grader, because the value of this coin depends heavily on its condition and authenticity. And remember, even if your coin isn't the $1 million one, there are dozens of other valuable 1988 penny varieties worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That you're not just a coin collector. You're a treasure hunter. A value seeker. Someone who refuses to let opportunity slip through the cracks. The next time someone tells you pennies are worthless, you'll smile, because you know better. And if you do find that 1988 gem, don't just sell it. Tell your story. Inspire someone else to look a little closer. That's how wealth begins, not just in your pocket, but in your mindset. But what if I told you one ordinary-looking penny from 2001, with no mint mark, recently sold for an eye-watering $961,000, yes, you heard that right. 1 cent worth nearly $1 million, and the craziest part. These coins are still out there. Hiding in drawers, jars, and forgotten piggy banks. Maybe even in your house. In today's video, we're diving deep into the mystery, the rarity, and the shocking value behind the 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny. We'll uncover how it reached such a staggering price, what exact features make it valuable, and most importantly, how you can identify one before someone else does. But stay with me until the very end. Because this story has a twist most collectors never see coming. Before you toss that jar of pennies or spend that loose change, you need to understand what you might be giving away. Because that one copper-colored coin could be your golden ticket. Let's go back to the beginning, the 2001 Lincoln penny, at first glance, looks like any other. It features President Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's copper-plated zinc, weighs 2.5 grams, and carries no mint mark, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. So why is it worth nearly $1 million? It's not just the date. It's not just the missing mint mark. It's about a series of rare errors and flawless preservation that transformed this ordinary coin into a numismatic unicorn. Let me break this down for you. Collectors and grading experts have found that a select few 2001 Lincoln pennies were struck on planchets with extraordinary anomalies. Double die obverse, off-center strikes, die cuts, and even transitional planchets, coins mistakenly struck using metal compositions from other years, have all been recorded, but the real jackpot. One particular 2001 penny with a rare die rotation error and an ultra-high grade of MS69RD was what stunned the community and drove the value into the stratosphere. Now pause for a second. Have you ever wondered why someone would pay nearly $1 million for one penny? Because in the world of rare coins, perfection is priceless. And scarcity fuels obsession. Let's say you own a 2001 no mint mark penny with a clear strike, no scratches, brilliant red luster, and some form of striking error. That coin, if graded by a reputable authority like PCGS or NGC, could easily fetch thousands, or much, much more. Now, you might be thinking, who even looks at their pennies? Well, here's a question for you. What if Jeff Bezos walked past $1 million penny on the sidewalk and didn't notice? He'd still be rich, but you'd have missed a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So, stop laughing at that jar of coins. It could be your hidden 401k. Now here's where things get even more intense. There's a rumor circulating in collector circles about an ungraded 2001 Lincoln penny with a double strike that hasn't hit the market yet. Experts believe if this coin surfaces and is in mint red condition, it could break the $1 million ceiling. Could that be your coin? Let's go deeper. First, grab a magnifying glass, or even better, a jeweler's loupe, and start examining your 2001 pennies. Look for any doubling on the date or letter, striking anomalies such as off-center prints or misaligned dies, unusual planchet surfaces. This includes thickness, metal color, or texture, and most critically, the coin's overall condition. Does it still shine like it did from the mint? No dings, no discoloration. If yes, it might be time to get it professionally graded, and don't delay. Because the longer you wait, the more likely these coins will either be spent unknowingly, damaged, or sold without recognition. The market is hot right now. Collectors are on the hunt. And prices are climbing. Sort your change. Specifically look for 2001 Lincoln pennies with no mint mark. Study your coin under light. Errors become much more visible at an angle. Compare with verified $1 million listings on auction sites like Heritage Auctions or eBay. Submit your coin to PCGS or NGC for grading if it looks promising. Never clean your coin. That destroys value instantly. So here's the real question. What if that 1 cent you've been ignoring is actually worth $961,000? Are you going to let it sit in a drawer another year, or are you going to take action, today, and finally live the life you know you deserve? Because wealth doesn't always arrive in checks or real estate deals. Sometimes, it arrives in copper and zinc. Disguised as a penny. You just have to know where to look. If you found this video helpful or eye-opening, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I'm sharing more real stories, rare coins, and practical strategies that can turn your spare change into serious wealth. This is not just a hobby, it's a revolution in how Americans are discovering hidden money, one coin at a time. But before you go reaching for your old coin jar, let's dive deeper. There's something hidden inside that could make you rich beyond your wildest dreams. Stick around to the end. Trust me, the story gets better, and more valuable. Let's start at the beginning. It's 2002, and the US Mint rolls out a fresh batch of Lincoln 1-cent coins. No one expected these coins to carry the weight of history, or to pack a financial punch so big it would leave collectors, investors, and even experts stunned. But that's exactly what happened. Among the millions of pennies that were minted that year, there's a small handful of 2002 D mint mark pennies that have something rare, something extraordinary. You see, the D mint mark represents the Denver Mint, and these pennies were produced in mass quantities. But what makes them special? One small detail that could go unnoticed: the error in the minting process. Over time, a small number of these pennies ended up with an incredibly rare and valuable flaw, a mistake that makes them worth thousands, and in some cases, up to $957,000. It's not every day you come across a coin that has this level of hidden worth. But why is this penny worth so much? Well, that's where the mystery starts to unfold. Imagine you're flipping through old change, just looking for something to spend, when suddenly, your eyes catch the edge of a 2002 mint mark penny. Something's off. The details don't look quite right. Maybe there's a slight discoloration. Maybe the edge is a little sharper than normal. You get closer. You inspect it. Could this be the one? What makes this coin so valuable isn't just its age. It's the rare minting flaw that sets it apart. In some cases, the coin could have a double die error, meaning the design was struck twice, causing the features to appear doubled, making the coin a sought-after treasure for collectors. Now, you might be thinking, isn't every old penny worth something? Sure, most pennies have some value, but this particular coin, with its minting error, can skyrocket in value depending on its condition and rarity. It's easy to overlook, isn't it? A coin so small and common, it could easily be dismissed as just another penny. But as we've seen time and time again, sometimes the most valuable things are the ones that are right in front of us, hidden in plain sight. If you happen to stumble upon one of these rare pennies, you could be sitting on a fortune. Now, here's where it gets real. You've done your homework. You found the penny, you've verified its rarity, and you're ready to take the plunge. The question is, how do you sell it? Should you take it to a local dealer? Should you hold out for the perfect buyer? In today's market, selling rare coins is more accessible than ever. With the rise of online platforms and coin experts, you can easily connect with collectors and investors who are actively seeking high-value coins like this one. But here's the catch: timing is everything. The demand for these rare pennies fluctuates, and the market for coins like the 2002 mint mark penny can shift rapidly. Waiting too long could mean missing out on that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to sell at the peak of its value. But acting now, while the demand is high, could set you up for financial freedom, and when you sell, well, the sky's the limit. Imagine walking away with $957,000. That's not just a penny in your pocket, it's your ticket to a whole new life. The kind of life you've always dreamed of. A life where you no longer have to worry about money, where you can finally enjoy the wealth and freedom you deserve. So, the real question is, what will you do next? Will you take a closer look at the coins in your possession? Will you take action before someone else does? If you've learned anything today, it's that sometimes the smallest things can hold the biggest value. And your next million-dollar discovery could be right under your nose. The 2017 mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny might seem like just another penny at first glance, but its history and rarity make it something much more. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency for over a century, but it wasn't until 2017 that a particular variety of this coin began to catch the eye of collectors and investors alike. This coin features the standard design of Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, with the classic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But it's the mint mark, the small d located near the bottom right of the obverse, that holds the key to its immense value. Unlike other pennies from the same year, the 2017 mint mark penny is part of a rare error series that has propelled its worth into the stratosphere. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny worth almost $1 million. Is that for real? I can almost hear your skepticism through the screen. But trust me, this is no joke. In fact, it's about to get even crazier. You're probably wondering, how did this penny get so valuable? The key to understanding this lies in its rarity. While the 2017 mint mark Lincoln penny is not an error coin in the traditional sense, a small number of these pennies were minted with subtle variations in the die. This caused the coins to display distinctive characteristics that set them apart from the rest of the minting batch. As these coins made their way through the public, numismatists and collectors quickly began to take notice. The scarcity and the unusual features of these coins began to create a buzz in the market. It wasn't long before prices began to soar, and today, a 2017 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny in top condition can be worth up to $950,000. But don't think this is just another rare coin story. What makes this particular penny stand out is the scarcity of its pristine condition. Pennies like these are few and far between, and only a select group of collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. In other words, if you have one of these coins in mint condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But wait, here's where it gets even more intriguing. This penny, despite being just 1 year old, is part of a unique series of coins that are quickly becoming the holy grail for collectors. Why is this coin so desirable? And what is the true potential for its value to keep skyrocketing? Stick around, because the answer may surprise you, and it could change your perspective on coin collecting forever. So, what does all of this mean for you? If you're watching this video, you likely have a passion for old and rare coins, or perhaps you're looking for your next big opportunity to strike it rich. Now is the time to take a close look at your coin collection, especially if you have any 2017 D Mint Mark Lincoln pennies. These coins are currently undervalued, and as more collectors begin to realize their true worth, demand will only continue to grow. Now, I know the idea of selling a rare coin like this might feel intimidating. After all, this could be the coin that changes your financial future. But don't worry, there are reputable dealers and auction houses who specialize in rare coins like these, and they'll ensure you get the highest possible value for your prized possession. Imagine the thrill of watching a coin you thought was just a simple penny turn into a life-changing sum of money. The opportunities are endless. Whether you use the proceeds to invest in more rare coins, upgrade your lifestyle, or even retire early, the choice is yours. But here's the catch: time is of the essence. As more people become aware of the true value of the 2017 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny, the market will become more competitive. If you have one, now is the time to act. Don't wait until it's too late. The longer you hold on to it, the higher the chances that the price will only continue to climb, but you have to take that first step now. So, what are you waiting for? The next time you dig through your coin collection, take a moment to search for that 2017 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. It might just be the key to your wealth. In the world of rare coins, every penny counts, literally. Thanks for watching. If you found this video valuable, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more numismatic treasures and insider tips that could help you build the wealth you've always dreamed of. And who knows? The next $1 million coin could be right in front of you, just waiting to be discovered. Stay tuned, because the coin world is full of surprises, and you never know when your next big find will be just around the corner.